When people think of getting lost, they imagine thick forests or endless deserts. But in truth, it's the feeling of disorientation that scares us most. You could be surrounded by trees or skyscrapers, it doesn't matter. The real fear comes when you don't know which way is forward. In those moments, survival isn't about having every tool in your pocket. It's about using the rules of nature you already carry in your head. The sun, shining above you, is more than a ball of fire. It's a cosmic compass that has guided travelers, sailors, and wanderers for centuries. Long before smartphones and GPS, people looked up, watched the shadows, and made decisions that saved their lives. Today, the same simple trick can turn panic into confidence. And that's where our journey begins. Imagine yourself in a survival situation. No map, no compass, just you standing in a clearing. The environment is quiet, a little too quiet, and you realize you need a way out. Do you panic? No. You pull out a trick that only requires one tool, a stick. Suddenly, the challenge of survival feels like a physics puzzle you're ready to solve. And this isn't just about survival in the wild. It's about you, me, and anyone who's ever gone hiking, camping, or just wandered too far off the trail. This is about turning the sun into your guide and the ground beneath you into a map. Welcome to Chapter 1, Shadows that Point the Way. Take a stick, about as long as your arm, and push it into the ground so it stands upright. Watch closely. As the sun moves, the shadow of the stick begins to slide across the dirt. The tip of that shadow becomes your marker, your silent breadcrumb. Every 10 minutes, mark the end of the shadow. Do it twice, and you've created a line that is more reliable than instinct. That line, from the first mark to the second, points west to east. It's not magic, it's physics. The earth spins, the sun appears to move, and your stick is simply recording the truth of that movement. The short shadow becomes the key to orienting yourself. Once you know west and east, you can easily imagine north and south crossing it at right angles. Here's the wild part. This method doesn't care if you believe in it or not. The shadow doesn't lie. In real life, people have used it to cross deserts or survive when compasses were broken. Suddenly, the stick in the dirt feels less like a toy and more like a lifeline. And once you've seen this in action, it changes the way you look at the world. You realize that direction isn't hidden, it's right in front of you, written by the sun and the earth's spin. But that's just the start. Because shadows not only tell you where you are, they also reveal when you are. That leads us to Chapter 2, Time in the Shadows. As the hours pass, the stick does more than just point. The length of the shadow changes, shrinking toward noon and stretching back out in the afternoon. If you're observant, you'll notice patterns. These patterns don't just tell you direction, they whisper about time. That's why ancient civilizations built sundials, not just to stay punctual, but to stay alive. Think about it. If you know direction and time, you can make better decisions. You'll know when to push forward, when to rest, and how much daylight you have left before darkness makes travel dangerous. In real life, it can mean deciding whether to keep walking or set up camp. Physics makes it clear. The sun is both clock and compass, all in one. And this dual role isn't complicated. It's just observation, patience, and trust in the rules of nature. No battery required, no signal lost, just you, a stick, and the universe doing the heavy lifting. So the next time you find yourself lost, whether on screen or under the sky, you don't have to feel powerless. You'll remember the trick. Place your stick, mark the ground, and let the sun pull you back toward confidence. Now, let's bring it all together in the conclusion. Getting lost doesn't have to mean losing hope. The physics of shadows is simple, timeless, and powerful. You can turn fear into focus with nothing more than sunlight and patience. A stick in the dirt is more than wood. It's a bridge between you and survival, between panic and control. And here's the bigger truth. Physics isn't just for classrooms or textbooks. It's for your daily walk, your camping trip, or any survival moment. It's the silent guide that never switches off. The more you understand it, the less the world feels like a maze. So, next time the sun's out and you feel a little lost, remember, you're not helpless, you're just uninformed. Look down, watch the shadow, and let physics point the way home. If you've ever tried this trick, or if you're planning to test it in real life, drop a comment below. Would you trust the sun as your compass? Or would you still cling to GPS? Let's talk about it. I'd love to hear your story.